Now it's about after 2 a.m. on the 18th of November 2016. Now here is my old chess set, but here is a black knight, of course, or white knight. It doesn't matter which one it is, but all I want to show you is the importance of having generally knights on the center of the board somewhere and not on the edges where they don't have much scope, basically. So if you got your knight here, okay, you can see that 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. That's how the knight moves. So if it moves here or here, it's got 2 squares. If it moves here, it's got 1, 2, 3 moves. If it moves here, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. Okay, so, and then if it moves here, it's got 6 moves at its if it moves here, it's got 6 moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and if it moves here, it's got 4 moves. 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. If it moves here, it's got, I think, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if it moves here, it's got 8 moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'll show you that again with the 8 moves. Right, it's got in here, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 moves at its disposal. So if a knight's on what, in this position, if it's black's position, if it's come from here, from the starting position, and moved to here, it's got 8 moves at its disposal, and so it's a bit better. Now, the other thing, so it's better scope. It's got 8 moves instead of here. It's only got 2 moves to make for its scope. So a knight in a central position usually has a bit more scope, although there will be pawns in the way. Usually there's pawns here and pawns here. You might move that sort of thing, but there's usually pawns in the way or other pieces on those squares that the knight can go to. And if you've got, I haven't got one here at the moment, but if you've got a knight in the center of the board like this, say for instance this is the king side, which is if that chessboard square is on the right hand side, this would be the king on the square and the queen would be on the square, and so that this is called the king side. Okay, so it's got, like a soccer field, it's got a center line through the middle of the field, and so that for black is the queen side, and that for white is the queen side. They're both the queen side, but that's on white's left, and this queen side for black is on black's right side, and over here is the king side. The whole area here is the king side. So white's king side, if white's situated here, which it would be in this case, this is the white's king side here, which is on the right, and black's king side is on the left, you see. So, but what I want to show you now is that if this knight is on this square, which is F6 in chess, and it goes from A1 to H1 and A1 to A8, you see, and this is H8, and just about every chess player, once they've done their score sheet about 50, 100 times, they know exactly every square on the board without having to think or do the algebraic. And it used to be descriptive, and and that's other forms of notation. But what I want to show you is that how this is the centre line here. You can see that the knight can move, because it's in the centre square, it can actually move from the king side for black, because this is black's king side, because that's where the king is and the queen's there. So it can actually move from the king side position to the queen side position, because that's the queen square there and there. But it can't move to there. If it moves there to this square, it's still black's king side, even though it is on the 5th rank of the board for black. And whereas it's on the 4th rank for white, you see, because that's where the white king sits at this conception of the game, and it's 4 squares away from it. So so it would be white's 4th rank and black's 5th rank. So there, I'm just showing you basically where a knight is best, general terms. Now, it's not a rule that you don't have to obey. It's just a sort of a principle and that sort of thing. So it's not a foregone conclusion to have to move your knights to the centre, but they are, generally speaking, best in the centre, but the rules are not rules in this case. It's just principles. So you can move your knight from its original square, which is, this is G8 for black, so black can move their knight here. Then they've only got 6 moves at their disposal, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like here, 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 or here. So you can move it from here to here on the first move, and you can move it to here, as I've already shown you, or you can move it from here to here, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 scope. And quite often, or not so often, chess players will move their knight to rook 3 or h6, or here is a6. Here's a6, and that sort of thing. And that for white, knight moves here, from here to here, that's a3, that's a1, a2, a3, and so on to a8. Okay?